Hey, Jeff Quincy with Team Green over at Fairway Independent Mortgage. Just wanted to shoot a quick video for you here in regards to a new strategy that we're working with our real estate partners on out in the marketplace to help get a little bit more creative and get some offers accepted. It's called a seller buy down, and I'm going to have a scenario up here that I'm going to illustrate for you. Hopefully I'm able to better explain it verbally than on the board, because as you can see, penmanship is not a requirement to be a loan officer, so bear with me on that piece. Where did the seller buy down come from, and why are we educating and using that as a tool? I'm sure, much like us, you guys are having a lot of clients come to you and they want a deal. And to be honest, it's not just in real estate. I think as a society, we've gotten to the point, anything that we buy, we feel better if we know we got a deal. But it's a bigger issue in real estate, because we're dealing with emotional property or emotional ties to a property, and we're dealing with a much higher dollar amount. So it's very common for these buyers to come in and they want to lowball, I want to go 15, 20 grand under and see what happens. And I don't blame them. Like my wife always tells me, the worst that's going to happen is you're going to be told no. So why not ask? Well, in real estate, the big issue with that is, right, if you ask, you can offend a seller and they move on, right? And they won't even respond to your offer like they should. They won't even reject it. So it's always that fine line of submitting an offer and saying, come play with us, let's negotiate, versus upsetting them. So hopefully as we draw out the numbers here on this seller buy down, it will be something that piques your interest and you can kind of see how it would fit into your business. The scenario that I used is a $300,000 listing where the buyer comes in at full price with a 5% down payment, right? That's what everybody would want. That's what every seller and listing agent would want to see. They put 5% down. $285,000 loan amount at today's rate of 4.125 puts their principal and interest payment at $1,381.25. Not accounting for commissions or any standard fees that a seller would pay on their end. Effectively, that nets them $300,000 on this scenario. Go over to that deal that the buyer's asking for, and they want to only offer $290, right? They want to come in $10,000 below list price. So they do a 5% down on that. They end up at a loan amount of $275.5. Rate still the same, 4.125, and their new principal and interest payment is $1,335.21. So this buyer just generated a $10,000 reduction in the seller's pocket to simply net a $46 savings. In my opinion, that created a false sense of getting a deal, right? For $46, I know many other easy ways to do that without potentially offending a seller and not getting the house that I've fallen in love with. So that the third column is where the seller buy down comes into. So we're back at a full list price of $300,000 with 5% down. Same loan amount as scenario number one, $285. But now what we're doing is we're going to get a 2% seller concession from the seller, so $6,000, to buy down the buyer's interest rate to 3.49. Now that buyer is saving $103 a month, just a little over, and effectively our seller is netting $294 when you take out the $6,000 that they've contributed to the buy down. So what we're trying to do here is create a win-win, okay? And actually you could go win-win-win, because is the buyer getting a better deal saving $100 a month or saving $46, right? So the buyer comes out ahead, they're happy, they've gotten a deal now. The seller, if you're just comparing these two, the seller just netted $4,000 extra. So are they going to be a little bit happier netting $294 instead of $290? Sure. And then on the buyer side, buyer's agent, you look like a hero because you helped educate the buyer that his or her idea of a deal wasn't actually in line with what we could truly do for them. The listing agent's happy because as an agent, are you going to get more business and be able to promote that sale more if you sell it at top of the market list price or at $290, right? So we help the listing agent sell that and be able to go market to the neighbors that they were able to sell the property at the top price. And they can also draw out to their seller, look, I know we took a concession, but this client wanted to offer you $290. I at least salvage $4,000 extra back in your pocket and I'm getting your house sold. So on all fronts, both agents buyer, seller should be happy with this scenario. We'd be more than happy to draw up some scenarios specifically for the buyers you're working with and the properties that they're looking at. Very easy to do. Don't have to worry about penmanship. We have a nice software that will do that and print it out. We'll also provide that to the listing agent with your offer, so they know exactly why we're doing that, and we can help them in terms of presenting it to the seller in a way that your offer will be accepted. If you have any questions, reach out to me. I got my name and phone number on the bottom of this video. Hope you enjoyed the information.